Welcome to Pouches and More. Today we'll prepare this very simple fabric tote bag. It's got a magnetic snap button as the closure. 3 interior pockets, they have been divided, and a main compartment. So let's get started and check out the materials required to make this simple fabric tote bag. We require 2 pieces of main fabric, and these measure 15.5 inches by 12 inches. 2 pieces of fusible interfacing. This has got adhesive on one side, and these 2 pieces measure 15 inches by 11.5 inches. 2 pieces of lining fabric 15 inches by 9 inches. 2 pieces of main fabric and 2 pieces of fusible interfacing, both measuring 15 inches by 3 inches. 1 piece of main fabric and 1 piece of lining, and these two measure 15 inches by 6 inches. 2 straps measuring 22 inches each, and 1 magnetic snap button. So these are all the materials required. The first thing that we'll be doing is fusing the interfacing along with our main fabric. So for that, we'll place the main fabric wrong side facing up and the interfacing adhesive side facing down, that is on the main fabric wrong side, and we are going to iron this. The same thing we'll do on the other piece as well, that is placing it wrong side up and placing the adhesive side of the interfacing on it. And the same thing we'll be doing on the 2 panel fabrics also, that is on the wrong side we'll fuse the interfacing, adhesive side facing down, and all 4 of these pieces we are going to iron it so that the interfacing sticks to the fabric. Once we have fused the interfacing along with the main fabric, we'll attach the straps to the main fabric. So for that, we're just going to fold it like this to get the center mark. This is the fold, so this is the center. We're just going to make a marking, and on either side of the center we'll make a marking of 2.5 inch. So this is where we'll be attaching our straps. On either side it will be 2.5 inches. And the same entire process we'll be doing on the other piece of the main fabric also. Now we'll attach the strap. For that, we're just going to place the raw edges aligning together on the outer side of the 2.5 inch mark and clip them. For the other side, see that the strap is absolutely straight, no bends. And again on the outer side of the 2.5 inch, we're going to attach this. As of now, we're just going to clip it. Now the same thing we have already done for the other piece, and we're going to make a stitch on both of them. Our straps are done. Now we're just going to put both the main fabrics right sides together. Align all the 3 edges neatly, all the corners neatly, and we are going to clip this all around. So right sides of the main fabrics will be together. This will be done once we finish attaching the straps, and all around we are going to clip it. See that the edges align neatly, so the corners have to be neatly aligned. After clipping the fabric all around, we are going to mark the box in the corner, base corner. So this is 2 inches box we'll be doing, and this will be on the bottom corner. Remember, the strap is on the upper side, and the opposite side will be marking the box. So in the corner, we just make a box of 2 inches by 2 inches, and this we will do on the other side as well, that is the bottom. So the other side also will be making a marking of 2 inches by 2 inches. Once this marking is done, we're going to cut this. cutting the box, we are going to stitch the sides, 3 sides completely. Now for completing the box, we have already stitched the sides, so we'll be completing the box. For that, we're just going to flatten the seams like this and align the base and the side stitch mark. Now in both the base and the side, while stitching, remember to keep a around quarter inch seam allowance, so both of them will be perfect. So just going to align the stitch marks of the base, stitch lines of the base as well as the side, flatten the seams and clip them together. We need to make a stitch over here. Same thing we'll do on the other side also. So both sides will be making a stitch. Once our box is done stitched, our main body is ready. So this is our main body. Our main body is completely ready. We'll move on to the lining. For the lining, we have to stitch the panel and the lining fabric together. So right side facing right side, align the top and clip them together. Here we need to make a stitch. Same thing we'll do on the other piece also. After attaching the top panel, we need to make a top stitch. So for that, we're just going to open this. Remember, the seam will be towards the lining fabric, and then we are going to make a top stitch on the lining fabric side. That's the reason we have pushed the seam towards the lining fabric. So same thing on the other side, push the seam towards the lining fabric, flatten it and make a top stitch. The top stitch will be on the lining fabric side. Our top stitch is done. Both fabrics are ready. Now we'll prepare the pocket. So we'll take our pocket fabrics and put them right sides together. One upon the other, right sides together. Align all 4 edges. So here I got right sides together. Now we're going to make a stitch on the top part and the base. Top and base, we are going to make a straight stitch. Here right sides will be together. Our top and base stitch is done. Now we're just going to turn it to the right side. We can iron this in case we want to. I won't be ironing it. I'll just finger press it so that the edges are neat. So we can just finger press this. See that the lining fabric does not come up, that's all, and we need to make a top stitch over here. We have finished the top stitch and we have also stitched the sides, that is only to hold the fabrics together. Now we'll take one piece of our main fabric which we just prepared and we'll make a marking of around 3 inches from the base. So around 3 inches we'll be making a marking, that is from the base we'll be leaving 3 inches. And we'll make a line on this 3 inches. So this is where we'll have to attach our inside pocket. We're just going to join these 3 inches mark so we get a straight line. Now on this 3 inches line, we are going to place our pocket. The part that we have done the top stitch, that is the top part, and where we have not done anything, that is the base. So this base we'll be placing it on the 3-inch line and we'll be making a stitch over here. As of now, we're just going to pin this together. After pinning the pocket to the lining fabric, we are going to make a line on the base as well as make the division of 5 inches each. So top part also we are going to make a marking of 5 inches. So we'll have 3 divisions and the base also we'll make a marking of 5 inches, and we are going to join these two marks. Our line is done, divisions are done, so base and these we are going to stitch even the sides. Our pocket is ready, so interior is also ready. Now to complete this, we are just going to place the fabrics right sides together. What we did for the main fabric, see that the stitch marks align over here, stitch lines align. This is one important thing in the lining fabric. Where we have attached the panels, they both should be together aligning, and we're going to clip them all around. Same thing on the other side also. Where we have attached the panels, the mark should be together. What we did for our main fabric, we'll be doing the same thing for our lining fabric also. After clipping, again same thing, we're going to mark the box in the corners, that is the base corners. 2-inch, same thing, just place it aligning the sides and make the 2-inch box on both the base corners. Now cut this. After cutting, make a stitch on the 3 sides, but on the base we'll be leaving an opening. This is to turn the entire tote bag to the right side. Rest entire will be stitching the sides as well as the base. After stitching all around, for completing the box, the same thing. Put the side and the base stitch lines together, align them, flatten the seams, clip them together. We need to make a stitch over here, and we'll be doing the same thing on the other side also. So here we need to make a stitch, same thing on the other side. Here we need to make a stitch. It's a simple straight stitch. So we're finished stitching. Our lining is also done. We need to attach now the magnetic snap. For that we need a center line on the panels. So this is how we'll be taking the center line. We're just going to align the side seams together to get the center on the back as well as on the front panel. So the fold is the center line. We are going to make a marking over there so that it's visible. And both sides will be doing this. In case it's not visible, just fold it again and make the marking. Now on this marking, from the top we'll be leaving around 1 to 1.5 inches. I have taken 1, you can also take 1.5 inches. We're going to make a mark. So this is our center point over here. On the magnetic button, we have got a base. We'll just place this base, it's like a thin plate, and the center hole we'll be aligning with the center that we did, and we'll make the 2 marks that are on the sides. Now of these 2 marks that we have done, we're just going to, with the seam ripper, we'll just make a small hole, a very small hole, don't make a bigger hole. Now from the right side, we will put the magnetic snap button. Through the holes we are going to insert the button's legs. Once it comes out from the other side, place this plate aligning the holes and just flatten the button legs. You can do it with your fingers, or else you can also use a scissors or any flat object. Now the same thing we'll do on the other side also. our magnetic buttons are attached, both front and back panel. So our lining fabric is also complete. Now we're going to take the main body. In the main body, the right side is facing inside. Now this lining fabric, we're just going to turn it so that we get the right side outside. So the main body, we have got the right side inside, and the lining we have got the right side outside. Now we'll put the the lining part inside the main body. Align the side seams. Remember here now the right sides will be together of the main fabric as well as the inside lining fabric. So both sides we're just going to first clip the seams together, flatten the seams, align the stitch lines and flatten the seams, and first we are going to clip the sides, then we will be clipping the entire top and stitching all around. After stitching all around, this is the opening. We're just going to turn the entire back to the right side. Before stitching the lining fabric opening, we're just going to push out all the corners, that is the box corners on the main fabric. We're just going to push it out neatly, and we'll do all this before we stitch the lining fabric opening. We need to make a top stitch now on the top part that we just stitched. So for that, again we're just going to, the seams are already flat, we're just going to neatly now fold them, and the same thing we'll do on the other side also. So same thing on the other side also we're just going to do. You can again, this top part you can iron it. I'll just be finger pressing the seams like this so that they are flat. Now here we need to make a top stitch, so for that we need the seam absolutely flat. After flattening, we're just going to now make a top stitch all around, and the straps will be pushing it on top. Our top stitch is done. While we were at the machine, we did another thing, where that is we stitched this label, fabric label. We stitched it after the entire bag, so that both these, and here we have stitched it along with our lining fabric, so that when we open this, close and open this, the panel does not move up, the lining fabric does not come up. And this is completely optional, it's not necessary, you can just leave it as it is. Now we're just going to stitch this opening. For that we're just going to fold the edges, align them and make a stitch. You can hand stitch or machine stitch. I'll be machine stitching. With that, we have finished our simple tote bag. It's very simple to make. Please to try this and let me know how it turned out. If you like this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button so that every time I upload a video you get notified. With that, thanks for watching. Bye.